Hey, are you considering Larchmont Elementary for your public school of choice? And you're looking at what can I afford in that school district at maybe several different price points. We're going to cover all of that today on the Living in Coastal Virginia channel. My name is Dan Inman, your local realtor and guide. Let's go. So if you're looking at Larchmont Elementary, the majority of the service area or the area that it's going to fit into is kind of Larchmont neighborhood, which kind of obviously makes sense. So let's take a look at kind of the map. I want to point out a few things that's nearby and some things to pay attention to in the neighborhood, and then we'll cover the real estate portion. So if you look down here on the map, you'll see here on niche.com, which is kind of one of my favorite sites when you're checking out school districts and test scores and what's all the dynamics that go into a school. There's even reviews that are left from parents and guardians that have their kids going there, so you definitely want to check those things out. You'll see the service area here on the screen of the entire area that Larchmont services, and just to the north of Old Dominion is the majority of the neighborhood that services this public school district. So as we zoom into Norfolk and we're looking down at the map, and you can see right here on the map, you can actually see Old Dominion University, which takes up a good portion of the section of like what it services, and you'll see that this neighborhood right here, but the majority of it is actually Larchmont Edgewater. Larchmont Elementary is this school right here. You can see this enormous field where it services. You can actually see here on the map. If I zoom back out, you can see a couple things just to pay attention to. One is you have the university here, right? And there's a decent amount of school housing that is in this section right here, and this housing, or student housing is another name for that. The closer you are to the university, the more likely that there is student housing that's there. The further away from the university, the less and less student housing there is. This neighborhood in general services a lot of the Naval Air Station Norfolk, which you can actually see here north of the neighborhood and the school district here along Hampton Boulevard. That's that super busy road that people take to go to the base. And a lot of working professionals, engineers, business owners, and obviously university professors live here in Larchmont. So like I said, you have Hampton Boulevard here, which splits the neighborhood in two. Another thing just to point out here is you have the SB Ballard Stadium. This is ODU football stadium, and on football weekends, the closer you are to the stadium, the more and more noise that you're going to be engaging with. If you're considering this area and you want to kind of know what's serviceable, one, people are in and out and walking in these neighborhoods all the freaking time. We do have a neighborhood specific video on this on our channel. You might want to go check that out. North Collie, which starts off as Jamestown Crescent here, turns into Collie, and there actually our office is right here at the north end of that street, and there's tons of new businesses going in here, and places are getting ripped out or remodeled all the time. Actually a new, I think it's Voyager Coffee, which is right next door. They just came in and they have fantastic coffee. We get there probably almost every day. So let's roll over and look at the first house, which is listed right around $390,000. This is 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, 1,760 square feet. It was pending and sold basically in the first weekend that it was on the market, because at $390,000, this is kind of the single family barrier to entry into that area for sure. And this place is super, super cute. So let's take a quick look at these pictures and roll through and give you my thoughts on this place. One, I first noticed you have a slate roof. Now, slate roofs are amazing. They last a super long time. They can last up to 2, sometimes 300 years if they're maintained properly. But they are more expensive. And so a lot of times if they are let go and don't get maintained properly, people will go through and put an asphalt roof on the home, which I think detracts a lot from the character. This place has a fantastic little front. It has what's called a gambrel roof style with a large dormer. You could also probably call this a bungalow style home. You have this poppy orange front door, which is gorgeous. Has side lights on each side of the door with a transom, a curved transom window above the door. Absolutely beautiful. And you can actually see the shutters they have on the sides actually function and work, which is a rarity. Most actual shutters don't work and they look silly. Now going through at $379,000, there's a reason why this place sold super quick. You can see, one, it has a working fireplace. That is actually pretty rare in Larchmont. Most of these homes are built before the 1940s, and so to maintain those or keep those running is a little bit of work. Actually, my place in Larchmont has a coal working fireplace, which is not functioning, and we're probably going to convert it over to gas eventually. You can see that there's tons of light, natural light throughout the area. You can see the original wood floors, absolutely gorgeous. They've gone through and replaced a lot of these light fixtures with stock base ones from Home Depot, so sad face there, but it is what it is. You can always go in there and put that touch. It looks like they have the original wood windows in this place, which depending on who you are, they're not the most energy efficient, but they are absolutely gorgeous. Again, my place in Larchmont is very similar, has the original wood windows, and we're probably going to restore them slowly over time. This kitchen is a little bit smaller. A lot of homes, built before 1940s, just didn't have these big grand kitchens unless somebody's gone through and remodeled them. In this area, there is plenty of natural gas, so a lot of these homes do have gas stoves, so something to look forward there. But you can see this kitchen is kind of small. It's not the biggest. But again, if you're looking for Larchmont Elementary, this is kind of the barrier to entry into that neighborhood. Interestingly enough, I'm not sure, it almost looks like a bed. That looks kind of silly. But this is kind of their living room. Let me roll through these pictures. You can see this backyard. This particular lot looks like it's a 25 foot wide lot, which is pretty normal in Larchmont. You're gonna have a variety of homes that have like 25, 50, 75, and 100 foot widths. Obviously, the larger the width of the home or the lot, the more expensive it becomes. And this is, again, just reminiscent of what it takes to get into this neighborhood. Kind of a stock grayish bathroom, nothing super sexy about this one. You do have this is what's called a utility room. A lot of these houses were being used for oil and had like a utility room with big furnaces in there. A lot of them get those replaced with like Refinance or that type of thing. You can see that they converted basically to the laundry room. Again, here's another picture of these gorgeous original wood floors, absolutely beautiful. You have 2 windows here per room, so getting lots of natural light. One of the things to know about these old homes is they do have smaller closets most of the time, unless they've gone through and built out. I wouldn't be surprised if this closet right here was actually captured and built later on. Nothing all that special about the upstairs bathroom. It's a bathroom, it works. It has a vanity, a sink, a toilet, and a tub. You can see they have a clawfoot tub here with a ring around it so that you can take showers. Again, those gorgeous wood floors. If you're a lover of old homes, Larchmont is going to have a lot of those. This picture right here shows particularly off. This is probably some of the original hardware. You can see that kind of crystal glass knob. Those locks probably don't work. You can see down there those hinges have been painted over. There's some great websites and YouTube videos on how to restore those if that's important to you, but it's not unheard of or unlikely for people not to maintain the historical preservation status of these homes. Rolling on to the second house, this is 1008 Magnolia Avenue, and 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, right around 2,000 square feet. This is a kind of a colonial style home. As we're looking at the exterior here, you can see that they added a little bit onto the front porch. These don't always have these kind of deeper front porches on them, but it's a cute little place. Brick skirts, you can see double fireplace. It's got a driveway. Now, a lot of these homes are much like this style. You have this grand kind of foyer, where you can come in and drop all your things or greet your guest, and then you have a large sweeping staircase that goes all the way upstairs. You can see downstairs there's, well, go past foyer. Here's the living room, big old drapes on there with some built-ins on the sides. It looks like they've got a converted gas fireplace there, and it's pretty. I really love those style of leather chairs. You can see some of the original wood floors, and they've gone through, or the original wood floors, they have these this peg style where you actually would peg the nails with a different color wood. It kind of gives this cool spotted kind of texture throughout the flooring, which looks really neat. And this might actually be one of the original chandeliers in the dining room there. Again, this is another one of those, even at $490, the kitchen has been renovated. However, it is not like a big grand kitchen. You can see they replaced some of the cabinets. They put in a little island here. They upgraded some of the granite countertops. But you have some basic tile there, and it's not a huge kitchen. And it looks like potentially the washer and dryer there, right there in the kitchen. Now, one of the rarities in Larchmont overall is that the older the home, the less and less likely it becomes that you have a dedicated master bathroom and large walk-in closets. So a lot of these older architecture homes, that wasn't popular style back in the day. and it kind of looks like the upstairs might be that. It looks like the hall bathroom probably services the entire second floor. It looks like they have a third bathroom and maybe the office, which is kind of an odd location. I know this property. I actually went and showed this one before it sold, and this had a full walk-in basement, and the location in the neighborhood actually didn't require it to have flood insurance. As I mentioned earlier, you know, certain areas of Larchmont are prone to a little bit of flooding, and they've tried to offset some of that with raising the foundation. But so if you're gonna have a basement, make sure you get that elevation certificate. So if you're new to the area, it's tidewater, right? And so when tidewater happens, there's potential for flooding, and Larchmont is no stranger to this. And you can see here on floodfactor.com, if you wanna get a good head wrapped around what's going on flood-wise. This is a great website. They show the what past flooding events have happened. So if you're looking back at 2011, the Hurricane Irene, you have a good idea of how far the water came up in certain areas. And this does a pretty good job. It's almost perfect. So again, I live in Larchmont. I live in an area that's specifically in a flood zone area of Larchmont. And this does a pretty good job of showing what that storm surge looked like. Now, my house did not receive any damage because I knew the previous owner, but it's something that you want to take into consideration if you're looking at moving into this neighborhood. You can see at the higher price point, you get a little bit larger yard. This one has a larger both width and depth, and so you have a decent amount of space back here, and the landscaping overall looks pretty gorgeous, and you have a nice little shed in the background. So for $490, this is pretty daggone good. This third one is on Studeley Avenue. It is $679. I believe it's currently pending, so it's under contract. You can see that we're going up in square footage. We started off at 1760, went up to 2,000. Now we're at 3,200, and we have a full 5 bedrooms and 3.5 baths that you get to look at. Now, looking at the exterior, not my cup of tea. I think this house, exterior-wise, is ugly, and they could have done a much better job of making this more attractive. However, once you get inside, it makes a difference. You can see that they've taken really good care of the inside. The original pine floors are absolutely gorgeous throughout. The fireplace actually works. Everything's been painted nicely. It's well decorated. Nice large rooms. The brick fireplace is absolutely gorgeous. You roll into the kitchen, and here's a really good example of, as you move up into the price point, someone went through here and put some serious money into this kitchen. There's an enormous, gorgeous island, not one of those roll ones, but an actual physical one that's in there that is 4 seats wide. It has built-in several sinks in the kitchen, wonderful like stainless steel appliances. Their hood range and oven that they're using is like one of those crazy 43 billion burner ones. It's really nice. They went through and remodeled it. You can definitely tell. And you have a drop zone in the back of the house where the mudroom's at, where you can have your kids drop all your things as they get out of school. This is another good example. As we go up in purchase price, there are more options. So in Larchmont, like I said earlier, not usually a dedicated master bath and master closet. This one has that. You have a full stand-up shower for 2 people and a large soaking jetted tub with a master bedroom, or excuse me, with a master closet that has plenty of room for storage. Another huge option here, which is not common in Larchmont, is that the laundry is on the 2nd floor where all the bedrooms are, so no lugging down into the basement or the 1st floor to go get all that laundry done. You can take all the dirty laundry directly from the bedrooms and get it done on the 2nd floor. This is another great example of the backyard being plenty of space. It's well landscaped back here. You can tell that they put some care into making it beautiful outside, and it's got a nice wide lot with a full garage. All right, so we're looking at Larchmont Elementary, and you want the best of what there is to offer. So $1.3 million, 5 bedrooms, 4.5 baths at 6,000 square feet. And you get to have a dock where you can put a boat. It's gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful place. Pool with a slide, the whole shebang. Get this nice, long, kind of grand driveway entrance into your home. It's beautiful, lots of like artwork and dental work. You can see, and when I say dental work, I mean these little like things on the exterior of the home. You go into the grand foyer and it is pretty grand. Now, granted, this is not my style, right? I am not kind of the wallpaper and old paint color types. However, if this is your style, this is pretty cool. You got these old carpets. You have a dedicated sitting room where you have a fireplace and you can actually sit and read a book and have only for that. You've got a nice sitting room or a card playing room. The kitchen, it's dated, right? It is what it is. I can tell you though, however, If you were to go in here and this place was completely renovated, this place would be easily $2 million. On the water, this amount of size, I would expect at 1.3 that this place is a little bit dated inside, unfortunately. And you can see, even though the cabinets are older and they don't have like the soft close and it's the older style cabinets, they still put a Wolf range in here. That thing ain't cheap. That's an expensive appliance. There's more of that wallpaper I'm talking about. Again, not my style. I'm not the kind of glass chandelier kind of guy. But a lot of people like this. Tons and tons and tons of space. I mean, 6,000 square feet is no small home. Again, the majority of the value of this home, that $1.3 million, is tied up into the land, location, and then the size of this home. Even though there are dated touch points all throughout the house, one, Grandma and Grandpa loved this when they did it, right? They absolutely adored it. So if you are willing to come in here, maybe drop a budget on making it your own, this could be an amazing house and an amazing location and probably one of the most sought after neighborhoods in Norfolk. I mean, just look at that pool. That is just so cool. So that gives you an idea of the different price points in Norfolk in the Larchmont Elementary School District. Stay tuned because we have another series right here.